Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful episode today on the Prime Media studio. Of course, we always bring it to you the way it is, giving you tidbits as regard the happen in the country, all over the world, and we have a lot of juicy story. Today, I'm not solo. I have my partner in good deal with me today.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna be giving you just as regard the what's going on in the country and the dailies. So, Mr. P, how you doing today?
Very fine as usual.
This idea keep growing every day.
Yes, sir.
When I'm going to bring scissors to the studio so we can chop it off. Okay, so how is the situation in the country generally? Are you coping with the condition?
I'll keep saying as usual. I know we keep getting different kind of news from
Yeah.
politics and news and henchmen and different kind of news. So
Okay,
some are entertaining.
but the Naira crisis has the momentum has dropped at least.
Now we have naira everywhere, so people are not crying again. So
It seems that the queue at the ATM has kind of reduced or something.
yeah.
Okay, and the first scarcity.
Wow, that I can't say for now.
Mm,
But as I said today, there was so much people on the queue when I went there to get them well for my internet.
Okay, so let's move. Let's go into the just proper. Let's look into the dailies and let's start with Vanguard. In Vanguard, we see that polls Peter Obi's case threatened as LP fashions fight dirty.
Wow.
We saw the story trending where some of the LP member, according to the Peter Obi led, he said that these people they're already suspended. They've been suspended already. They've been suspended. So, and they've gone to court to ask God to stop, to withdraw the case against Tinubu, the president-elect, INEC, and the vice president-elect, in the person of Kashim Shettima. So the question now is, these people, they are not in position to do that because they have been suspended. When you are suspended, you are not supposed to take active part in any. You don't have the right to stand on behalf of the party. So, and that is the case that is ongoing right now. And today, one lawyer was speaking on radio, and he was like, the party, of course, the party and the party representative, for example, LP now and Peter Obi. In during the election, you see LP logo. You will not see Peter Obi, but behind all those logos, you know you are going to be seeing there with Peter Obi and the vice. So even though these guys are going to court to say this, I think the person of Apapa faction going to court to say this, it does not really. The lawyer was saying that it does not hold much ground. Meanwhile, I think some of the LP NEC they've already gone to also written to court to not to listen to whatever this fashion will be saying. So, Mr. P, what's your take on this?
No, there are people behind this that kind of lawyers and the judge.
Okay. So anyway, I think the matter is still is ongoing. So I think they put judiciary, DSS, police, and others on notice that these guys they don't have right to do this. Please, you can get them arrested. That they call it the cheap blackmail. That's what the LP are saying, that it's cheap blackmail. Mr. P, do you foresee that these people actually they are being sponsored to do this? You don't think
it's possible they might sponsor them to do that because they want to, by all means, you understand, get what they want. So it's possible that they can sponsor them.
Okay, because why now? Why now that the LP guys, the obedient movement, are so hopeful that court will do the right thing, and here we are seeing this coming from it's like a blow from behind. But anyway, I don't really think this we hold ground. Yes, because they've suspended. Okay, moving on. Let's look at the next story that talked about. We saw there that UTMA. So candidates, parents decry system malfunction, technical glitches. So that's you can see the mammoth crowd there. Um, so there's a huge complaint that the system has malfunction. You know, Mr. P, this boils to the area of education in this country, and we don't really expect to be seeing this kind of issues. You know, uh, so all candidates we write their exams. That's what Jam is saying. Now, all candidates will write their exams, but let me just go through the story so that we get our viewers informed. So, the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTMA), conducted by the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAM) for admission seekers into tertiary institutions, kicked off nationwide. That's yesterday, with different experiences by candidates, their parents and guardians who thronged the examination centers. While some candidates were lucky to be posted to centers where things worked relatively well, others had tales of disappointment and frustration to tell. So, at the Global Distance Learning Institute, opposite the Federal Ministry of Finance, Central Business District, Abuja, candidates who came out very early to write the first set of the examination scheduled to start at 8 a.m. were disappointed as they could not start at the scheduled time, even as they were all quietly seated ready for the exercise. On inquiry, an invigilator at the center, who simply gave his name as Rewanu, explained that the time was shifted by an hour. He, however, did not state the reason for the shifts. According to the invigilator, the delay was not due to technical glitches, but the need to wait for instructions from JAM so that the time would be in tandem with other centers. One of the monitors at the center, Abdurrahman Balogun, said he had been to several centers such as Jikoyi, Karu, and Distance Learning Institute, saying it was a success story. He said this center, Distance Learning Institute, is supposed to have 3 sessions at 7, 9, and 11 a.m., respectively. However, they had some delay. It was not due to technical issues, but just to get go ahead from the jam. So the question is that they are saying it's not technical glitches, but at the same time, the parents are saying that this is glitches. Because sometimes when you're writing exams, we know how this thing, when you're ready to write an exam and there's kind of delay, it kind of psychologically it affects people.
Yeah.
You read, you already have plan how you want to go about it and all that, and suddenly you discover that there's a hold up, there's a delay, and you are thinking, will this exam take place? Will not take place? All these things have psychological uh, in the right exam. You'll be a student, at least.
Just like some people, some people before they take that legislative exam or the day before that they reach very well just to cram. Some people cram to go and write. I'm sure things like this will affect people that are going there to pour out what they cram. But before they start the exam, some of them might have forgotten
what they have
what they have on their head.
gone on their head. So that is going between reading to understand and reading to pass an exam. When you read to understand something, no matter what happens, you bring out something. You'll be able to write something. But when you just read to pass an exam and something happens along the way, you might just be kind of distracted.
Yes, yes, it's true. But people in Nigeria they feel that okay, if I write this exam, I fail, and they waste to me. You understand? So they want to try by all means to write and pass. But if you feel that okay, I'm reading this book because I want to be educated concerning, I want to educate myself about this, you won't read to cram. But if you know that you are reading this because you want to quickly rush and write exam to pass,
When something like this happens, you are in
you don't
trouble.
fail.
Okay. So students out there, please try and read to understand. When you
Yeah.
read, when you understand, no matter what happens, you see how to write down. Or you
Don't
just-
wait till some days to your exam.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's advice from
Have
Mr.
the
Peter.
habit
Okay.
of reading always.
Okay, so moving to the next story, we saw that federal government to evacuate stranded Nigerians in Sudan. So, before now we'll be looking at where how will it be. Some statements were coming from the different quarter that federal government cannot go there, plane can't go there because the fight is intense and all that. And we see there's effort now how to get them out of this place. How do you say, Mr. Peter?
When I saw this news this morning, I was very happy. I'm proud being Nigerian.
Mm.
When things like this happen, we like it a lot, seriously, because this is a nice move being made by the federal government to evacuate stranded Nigerian students from Sudan.
Okay, so we hope. I know the first move was from the airpeace that volunteered to elite Nigerians if they are moved to a safe location. The risk was so much. An individual, a private organization want to assist the government, how to lift because of the law. For that man, I don't know. May God continue to train that man.
Amen.
It's a huge, sacrifice. Risking your business for people you don't even know because you just believe they are Nigerians. And this is not the good news. This is not the first time. Neither is it the second time he is doing it. So
I remember the time of media when this media was up and down. Man was evacuating people from Libya to Nigeria. Whenever our teams are going out to play football, they used to carry them free from Nigeria to wherever they're going to play football. So I think people like this, we are waiting for people like this to come out
to come and say, okay, yeah, you can imagine.
So we go and vote that one.
You see, this reminds me of once when Peter Obi was contesting election. One picture was trending online where he went to when there was a flood ravaged state, and the man went there with his shirt and he was inside the mud, inside the water. I was like, these are my people. I really feel your pain and all that. He was inside the water. Then he wasn't aiming to be president. He was just a governor then. He was a governor, just a governor is a big position, not just he was a governor there. So he did that with that sympathy for the people. And when the time came that he was going for this presidential election, and that picture started trending, yeah, this is who he is, and all that. And we see somebody doing something like this again. That is the airpeace. Is Oyema, right? His name is Oyema. He's doing this now. So when this person comes out tomorrow, people start saying, he was doing the way he was not even planning to do the same thing. Some people will still criticize it. But he's just doing this now with his own effort, his own cost, and it's commendable. It's really, really commendable. We need more people of this nation that will be willing to sacrifice for the country, not just looking for what they can get all the time. A lot of people that want to go into politics, they're not looking for what to get. What do you want? What can you give in? What are you giving out? You're not giving out anything. You just want to take from the country while you're sucking the country dry. Now we're indebted to China. And we don't know what's going to happen there. Mr. P, you are owing China.
I'm not in China.
With the amount of money that the government has borrowed, you are owing China. So that's what we find ourselves. Believe you me, I don't even know how the next administration will be able to handle these debts if they don't key into what Mr. Peter Obi believes in, producing country, not a consuming country. If they don't have that mindset, I don't see anybody trying to get us out of this predicament at the moment. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. We have some other stories. Now the story says dual citizenship doesn't disqualify anyone born in Nigeria from contesting election. It's a P. That's what we're saying. Do you think this will have effect on the person of Tinubu? Because this is what this man is saying. So it does not have any effect on anybody contesting election. But this is part of what is people are saying that it might affect his position.
According to them, he's like he was born in Guinea, right? They gave birth to him in Guinea and he's in Nigeria. So I don't think it has any effect on him at all.
Okay, we'll leave down to the law to the court to decide. Let's not preempt what the court will likely judgment will likely give. So high level talks begin over Senate president speaker. So lobbying, all manner of things taking place right now, and we saw the likes of Orji Kalu pushing really hard for this position. And I was telling somebody was saying that this could be a reason why people like Orji are not 100% in support of Peter Obi, because if Peter Obi eventually had emerged as president, Orji would not have to be very risk. It won't be easy for him to get that spot because they normally ration this position. The president comes from the south or from the north. The VP comes from the south or from the southeast. When the president comes from the southeast, the VP goes to so they normally ration it, and the Senate president also comes from different regions.
The ration is there, surely the ration is there. I think that's before, not now again. Because you can see from what is happening presently in the country from the APC party, I think the presidential candidate is a Muslim, and the vice president is also a Muslim. So I don't think the ration all those things.
So I think that is what the so we see a lot of people endorsing who Fani Kaode endorses Orji Kalu, Sani Musa for Senate president. The endorsement is coming from every angle here and there. And like you said, I think one of the some of the senators from the north are saying that it should be left open. That it doesn't really matter. It's all about competence. When it comes to issue like these, position and all that, they forget the rationing. They start talking about competence. About competence. So now, who is competent? Who is not competent in this regard? So to get the gist of that story, please go to the Sun, Daily Sun. Then, of course, you can also see there that Tinubu's return, intense lobbying commences. Mr. P, all this lobbying, no money is being thrown here and there.
And they are lobbying for where they get money.
To get support from every angle. Okay. Then, of course, the story we read earlier as regard a Papa-led faction working to sabotage Obi's petition at tribunal. Of course, if somebody can go to court and say, courts withdraw the case we have filed already, and that person actually want to sabotage the chance of LP. So it's a big story, and I hope the LP will not delay as regard this. They should act swiftly because a lot tried defending in this case in the court. Okay, let's move on. So we have other story still on the this story that says policeman killed, 7 arrested as police hoodlum clash
in Ibadan. Okay, this story is saying one policeman attached to Muniya Divisional Police Headquarters in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, lost his life yesterday when some hoodlums clashed with policemen who were said to be chasing a suspected internet fraudster known as Yahoo Yahoo at Muniya, the town hosting the secretariat at Akinyele local government in the state. According to the incident obtained from residents of Muniya and the one released by the police, there is certain content in his hand. However, the police public relations officers for the state, Adewale Osifesu, in the statement yesterday confirmed the death of policeman.
So it's a tragic story. The story is not really they're actually going after their own mission, and these people just came out from nowhere and attacked them. and he saw one policeman kill them. They are doing their lawful job, lawful work. I don't think this is not good at all.
So,
We
so
see instead of you know, let's say police is your friend,
police are friend
it's
indeed.
your friend. So they are there to protect everyone and to apprehend anyone that is that the law has found wanted, has committed any crime. So people coming from nowhere, hoodlums, to attack them is very wrong. Very wrong. It's wrong indeed. And of course, though we know that there are still some bad eggs in this police, like the other story that we're looking at today that talked about the Nigerian police begin trial of 6 officers who smacked 2 people with a machete. So you see policemen using machete on people. So they were caught, and so the trial actually begins. So the police, they have a system to actually checkmate this. When you report this kind of case and there's evidence to back it up, they have a system to look into the inquiry to be sure that it's not a false accusation. And anyone found in this regard, they would have a means of dealing with them accordingly. So the story reads, said the police in Imo State, southeast Nigerian, have begun an orderly room trial of 6 officers caught in viral video using a machete to smack 2 unidentified people in the state. The National Police spokesperson, Olumiyiwa Adejobi, disclosed this in a Twitter post on Tuesday. So, Premier Times reported that in the 45-second straight clip, 5 officers were seen assaulting 2 people in an open space, while a 6th officer pulled out a machete from a parked SUV believed to be a police operational vehicle. The 6th officer is captured in the video, smacking the 2 people multiple times with the machete. Apart from the assault incident, the neighborhood looks calm. From the background remarks apparently made by 2 people who were secretly recording the assault, it appeared the incident happened in Owerri, the Imo State capital. Exact location and date of the incident are, however, unclear for now. So, indeed, Mr. P, I actually saw this video. I saw it online. It's trending. You can actually physically see the policeman using salary matches, to beat all these guys. They were pulling them here and there, dragging them. It was, as far as I'm concerned, that was really, really unfair. You guys, if this guy, you felt they are guilty or something, challenge them. If they have become threat to you, handcuff them, put them inside a vehicle, take them away. You need to physically abuse them. You guys are armed. You are policemen. You are armed. You have all the arsenal at your disposal. So you see how they were pulling them here and there, dragging them, tearing their clothes. It was and these guys, they didn't know somebody was recording them from afar with the phone. And you can hear them say, look at this policeman, how they are doing. Hey, when you go last one, not go down. That kind of thing. This is one of the beautiful aspects of social media and all the smartphones. A lot of things that people won't really believe happens. You can get them captured and with time. Okay, so that's on that story. We still you are still watching Prime Media Studio, and we're still gonna bring you more stories from the Punch. I talked about LPD associate itself from Labour Party dissociate itself from letter seeking withdrawal of Obi's case against Tinubu. So that letter from the faction of Apapa-led group that should withdraw the case of Peter Obi against Tinubu and others. The Labour Party body has said they are not part of that letter. So court, please go ahead and continue on the case. Do you think this is timely? Their response, is it timely or it was late?
It was not late, but the case is still ongoing.
Okay.
Not late at all.
Okay, so this it's a good one that the response comes early. Okay, Mr. Peter, we also saw one story in the Punch newspaper. a para policeman detained for abandoning work dies in police instead of
So so heart touching. Seriously, so heart touching. So in the case of this man now, how are they going to? Are they going to classify this as if he died on duty or what? I don't know.
The story says a policeman serving under the Kwara State Police Command, Tai Atobiyole, has died in a cell at the division of Kogi State Police Command following his detention for being absent from duty for 2 days at the Zone 8 Command. This is a start. Okay, he was absent on work for 2 days. As a result, they had to detain him. From that detention, now, he eventually died. Now, the question is, we don't know. Did they really check if he was all right? Why was he absent from work for 2 days?
That's another thing.
Who knows? Maybe the guy was sick
Went for treatment.
and went for treatment and was not properly checked and was detained from that pressure and all that. So we don't know, but that's what the story says. He was absent for 2 days and they decided to discipline him, maybe according to the system. And eventually the guy died in the police custody. The policeman died in their own cell. So the story is in the Punch newspaper. If you want to punch my face. It's in the Punch newspaper. You can just go there and see the story. Then you read further and see what's going on. Of course, there's one that story talked about the evacuation of Nigerians in Sudan. Mr. P, earlier we heard that Indian government was saying that it was risky flying to Sudan to lift our people there that were stranded. And during the week, also heard that APs volunteered to lift them. If federal government can move them to SIPA, so the council has some chunks of money have been set aside for this purpose. Almost about 150 million have released to hire buses, 40 buses, to lift them from Sudan to any nearby country where it'll be easy to evacuate them. So I think the move. Do you think this money is enough to do this? Because in this kind of time is it's a distress time, and of course, a bus you normally hire for the rate of, for example, 20,000, and likely go like 40 or 50 or 60,000. Do you think this money released by the federal government is enough for this kind of activity at this time?
I don't know the distance. The distance also tells. If the distance from Sudan to the nearest country they're moving them to is not too far, then no, it's not bad. If it's far,
We're looking at about 5,500 people. You know how many buses? Okay, 40 buses. Can 40 buses take all of them at once? So hopefully we expect to hear good news today, because that's what it's federal government will today commence the evacuation of about 5,500 Nigerians, including students stranded in Khartoum and other cities in Sudan. To facilitate the repatriation, the government has released 150 million for hiring 40 buses to convey its disparate citizens from Sudan to Cairo in Egypt. The money was paid to an undisclosed transport company on Tuesday. That was yesterday at about 12:37 p.m. by the Central Bank of Nigeria through the National Emergency Management Agency. The chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabere Erewa, confirmed on Tuesday that the payment had been made, noting that the evacuees would take off on Wednesday, which is today, this morning. So maybe as we speak right now, that might be ongoing. Evacuation might be ongoing. So the evacuation is taking place against the backdrop of the 3-day ceasefire starting midnight Tuesday, declared by the Sudanese Armed Force and the Iraqi. Okay, they have the ceasefire for these days, so it's enough time to fully.
So that means the 150 million released by central government, they've agreed with the with the they've agreed with the transportation company before paying them the money. So
Yes,
that means
yes,
it's
yes,
enough then.
yes, yes.
Okay, that's a good
So,
one.
so
That's a good
yeah,
one.
because you can't use a standard what's it called, transport company to do this.
No.
If not, there will be they have to use
Watch videos
the
ad-free, offline, and in
the
the
company that
background.
knows the
Try
terrain,
YouTube Premium
that know the road to go through, so I don't go and because when it comes to issue like the war, you won't know where the attackers will come from. Yeah, people that are not happy, comfortable with you might just carry out the news attack and all that. So, and it's going to be a convoy the way it's going.
Yeah,
It's going to be a convoy. It's going to be moving on a very long convoy with a lot of security personnel on that mission. So, yeah, is on. We hope that everything goes safe and they return safe and sound. Okay, Mr. Peter, I think this is the little we can take today on the newspaper review. We hope you enjoy some of the tidbits, and we also hope that you go and read further, able to get more gist about these stories making the round. And this is a Prime Media studio. Of course, we are innovating. We're growing up. Okay,
Yeah.
every day keeps us in a very different dimension, and we're going to bring you juicy things that you're going to enjoy on this beautiful platform. Please subscribe, share with friends. Let's be family, okay? Yes, it's a global village. Wherever you are, let's be family. Let's talk about things. Very soon, we're going to make the platform very comfortable in the sense that you can be able to talk to us, chat with us, send us a message. Of course, we'll do that a message so that the whole world gets to see what you've written to us. Okay, so for me here, first for Michael, Ocheme Peter, and our able cameraman behind the scene, the person of James. So don't worry, very soon we'll bring James here to come and saying hi to everyone out there. James is a singer. He can sing very well. Yeah, he's going to bring. Oh, don't worry. We're going to be seeing a lot of things on this platform, okay? So for me and everyone here, have a wonderful time ahead.